Hey, what's up, everybody? Thanks for watching PT's Far Removed Uncle. While we're waiting to see what happens to Jeremy DeWitt today, January 26th, at his plea conference for the violation of probation, we can see that there's been some new documents filed about him, including a notice of supplemental discovery and an addendum to his violation report by Officer James Woods, and it is harsh. This is Officer Woods' new report, and I'll put it on the screen here so you can pause it and read it if you want. A lot of this is a little repetitive right here. Oops. But as we get down here, we can see Officer Woods' recommendation and what he says Jeremy did. And basically what it's saying here is that Jeremy failed to register all of his vehicles. You see, Jeremy DeWitt wanted to keep pushing the probation officer and his teammates and stuff with his YouTube videos. So, you know, they're pushing back now. They're looking back at all of his vehicles, and he never registered any of them as a registered sex offender. He put them under a fictitious name, a Metro State, and to avoid them being in his own personal name like they were required to be. And now so they're going and charging him with all of those crimes because it's fraud. And now his probation officer, James Woods, and his supervisor, Lisa Barker, who you heard Jennifer disparage heavily and defame, they are watching his Motor One is Moving channel that he made, which helped them determine in part that Jeremy's demeanor and attitude that he's displayed by refusing to follow these rules means that he's not amenable to having the probation granted to him, and the probation should be revoked, and he should be put back in prison to serve out the rest of his time. That's their recommendation, and that's going to be adjudicated apparently today in the plea conference. I think this is really interesting because James Woods specifically talks about Jeremy's video entitled "The Probation Officer Who Stole Christmas," which was about Mr. Woods himself. So look at all these things that were not completed by Jeremy. You see them right here. These are the notes of the status of his special conditions to be on probation, where he doesn't have to be in prison. He can actually be home. All he has to do is do a certain things, but he didn't complete any of these things. He didn't let James Woods enter his location. He didn't comply with the electronic monitoring terms. James Woods is noting his no driving. He's not supposed to be driving, and that his driver's license is revoked and suspended. No contact with victims. No contact with witnesses. He's not completing any of these. Defendant shall relinquish his motorcycle endorsement. He needs to transfer his property. He's not to appear in public to be affiliated with Metro State. And he's not to engage in any activities related to Metro State. And the defendant's to speak to probation officer regarding traveling. He's not doing any of these. So they're going to be laying it on him heavy, hard and fast, as he says today, January 26th. As soon as I find out exactly what happened, because it's noon right now, and he was scheduled for 9 a.m. this morning, so by court time, that could be afternoon. It all depends on how long it takes the judge to put on the robe and finally get to the courtroom and tell everybody to be seated. You know he's never there on time. So that's what we're waiting for right now. Violation of probation with Judge Wayne C. Wooten. 9 a.m., room 6D on the 6th floor. So stay tuned, and we will cover that as soon as the sentence has been handed down or some sort of adjudication takes place. Thanks for watching PT's Far Removed Uncle. Stay tuned, and as always, have yourself a great day.